Everyone, thank you so much for joining me, guys. We just had the lunar eclipse. This is the last year in a cycle of 3 years of eclipses. And guys, if you've been keeping track of these eclipses every year, you can see the theme of where it's trying to change, heal, move you forward, and release things from your lives. And I know I always do a weekly reading for everybody. I was going through my own release, guys, so pardon my tardiness, but I'm still going to pull some cards because I want to give guidance to each of the signs for this lunar eclipse. As you guys know, I'm a healer, I'm a channeler, I'm a psychic, and I just want to pull guidance from the divine for every sign, just one card to see how we can best help each energetic sign move forward, release, embrace, and make healthy changes. So whether you do Vedic or Western astrology, doesn't matter. This is the energy of the sign itself. And as we're evolving, guys, the signs are also evolving. So we have these stereotypical definitions of Aries or Leo or Pisces or Geminis. But these definitions are also going to evolve because as our human consciousness is evolving, so shall the signs. And I'm going to be doing a video on ascension soon because it's a really big topic and something that I really love. So let's get started here. So we're going to start out with Aries. And pardon me, guys, there's some construction happening outside my window. If you hear this, let's keep going. This is the guidance for Aries for this lunar eclipse because the effects of eclipse last for months, so this is just the beginning of it. So let's just see what they have to say. Great. You guys have the King of Air. Aries, and this should be no problem for you. With this particular energy, we're looking for a balance of the mental and emotional realms. Now, usually the King of Air, the King of Swords, is somebody who speaks their mind. And Aries, that's you left and right. But it's not just about that. This lunar eclipse is having you evolve that beautiful trait of yours. It's about being diplomatic. It's about coming from a responsive space, not a reactive space. There's a difference. Reactions are easy, right? They're default mechanisms, but responses require us to think, to be objective, not take things personally, to be impartial, and to be able to come from a place of from logic as well as emotion. And from that space, be able to make decisions, choices, to lead with diplomacy and brilliance, be able to charge forward from a space of intellect as well as empathy. It's a beautiful balance, guys. So you guys are probably feeling a lot of emotional reactions with this lunar eclipse. Normal. We all are to some degree. But for you guys, it's really about being able to find that. And if you guys are noticing you're having some trouble with this, and there's no shame in that. We all are. It's very important with the King of Air to seek out professional guidance and advice. This can be a life coach. This can be a therapist. This can be a shaman. This can be whatever it is that's professional. It's going to help you work through anything that's causing you to be reactive in whatever area of that life that might be. It could be with work. It could be with family. It could be with yourself, with your kids, with your partner, with the world around us. How can we lead? How can we make decisions and choices and powerful Aries, your powerful energy, powerful changes from a space of not just confidence, but intelligence. Okay, guys, so if you're having problems figuring out how to move forward, like, how do I do this? How to make change? Get a life coach. If you're feeling you're overwhelmed with emotions because you're feeling so bogged down and angry or frustrated, therapy is good. And I cannot stress EMDR. If anybody's ever tried that, it's wonderful. But it's about coming up, speaking to your mind with confidence, leading from a balanced space. And this lunar eclipse is bringing out anything that's causing imbalances in you. So do your best to balance out, meditate. Deepak Chopra is doing the 21-day meditation. Again, it is about miraculous relationships, this theme, which I love, because it's the relationship you have with yourself. So Aries, if you're feeling a little, reactionary, it's completely normal, but it's about being able to step in to the space of leadership. Because Aries, you're great at that. You really are. But to be a good leader, we have to consider the whole. And to consider the whole, we have to stop and think. So take your time, breathe, get out there, go for a run, get the extra energy out, meditate, ground, sit under a tree, find that balance, then speak with confidence and make these changes. All right, Taurus. Let's see. Five of Earth. So this would be Five of Pentacles for you, Taurus. So this is, the lunar eclipse is really rocking your security, especially when it comes to financial security, physical security. If any of you guys are self-employed or trying to get things off the ground, it's going to rock us a little bit. But there's, right now, the lunar eclipse is teaching you, Taurus, it's not just about hard work. You guys are fine with that. It's a little bit more about your stubbornness, Taurus. This lunar eclipse is asking you, you know what? In order to build, in order to create, in order to move forward, we are a tribal people. We are a pack people. This lunar eclipse is teaching you to emotionally reach out, Taurus. It's asking you to accept help from others. Help can come in the form of money, guidance, advice, support, or even trade. You know, someone can come help fix you. Maybe you're low on money and everything's breaking down in the house, the air conditioner, your car. But you have friends who are technicians and they can help out. It's really about being able to pull together with those around you, Taurus, to be able to say, look at, I don't know what to do. Like I'm trying to figure it out and I'm banging my head against a wall. There's no shame. There's no, you're not small, you're not insignificant for asking for help. We all do it when we all must. That's the whole point. You know, we're not an island. So guys, look at it. It's you're in a space of uncertainty. Maybe it could be regarding school, your job, your finances, and even your home. But this is not because the universe is punishing you. The universe was rocking us in areas that need to be reevaluated, redefined, reviewed, all these retrogrades, all the re's, you know, and maybe, just maybe, recreated. You know, when we see where we're at and we discover our value sets and where we need to change, then everything else around us changes. The outside is a reflection of the internal, the inside of you. That's why changing things outside of you is pointless. It's like trimming the leaves of a weed. It's going to grow back. You got to go to the root, and the root is inside. So for you, Taurus, with this lunar eclipse, if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling uncertain what's going to happen, it's okay. What the universe is guiding you to do is to turn to others. You need to turn to other people for their advice, for their wisdom. Maybe you have a dad who is always hardworking and you don't want to ask for advice because, you know, like I could do it too. You know, I got it all by myself. I don't need help because that's the way maybe he was. But that's not the way you have to be. Turn to that person. Okay, that person who has wisdom, guidance, advice, experience, whether it's familial, whether it's professional, whether it's a mentor, whatever it is. But being able to ask for that help, because that your insight, the key to the solution you're looking for, it's going to come from people outside of you. It's not going to come from, I'm not saying you don't have intuition, you do. But when we're scared, it's really hard to hear. So it's really about turning to other people and asking for that help and support, because this new building phase, it's going to be with others. You don't have to do it all on your own. It's with everybody together. Okay, everything's going to be okay. So, lunar eclipse is rocking us really emotionally. All right, Geminis. Nope, I'm coming up in twos. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That just popped right out. Okay. I'm going to get a clarity card here because it did fall out. So just 1 second. Okay, so Geminis, for you, at the 10 of Earth, and it just flew on out. And I asked for a clarity card, which is the Queen of Water. So for you guys, Geminis, it's actually lunar eclipse is not a bad thing. It might look like it at first, but you guys are really you guys are trying to build not just financial security. You guys are trying to build a home. You're trying to have that family life. It's like long-term vision. So for you, Geminis, a lot of you guys are thinking, okay, I want to get that good job, that good career. I want to have that retirement fund. I want to have the money so that I can buy the home and start renting. Before I get married or have kids, I have to have this much money. All that jazz. When you have the Queen of Water, guys, you guys are really looking. Queen of Water perfectly supports the 10 of Earth, because the Queen of Water, she's empathetic, she's tenderhearted, she's looking about caring about others. So in terms of money and growth, this lunar eclipse is helping you to get really clear, Gemini. Like maybe you're in a dead-end job, maybe you're in a job that's making ends meet but not helping you get farther. Maybe you're struggling, working to apply for jobs to get that certain yearly income. But you guys are doing this not from an ego perspective. You guys are doing this for security for the home, for your long-term goals, for other people, whether that's your spouse, your children, your fur baby, your family, so your parents don't have to work anymore or something like that. And this lunar eclipse really is heralding in a beautiful time of this security for you. So you guys are going to be growing. And the reason you guys are growing this time, Gemini, it's not because of just like, oh, hunger for a career. It's because it's coming from the heart space. This lunar eclipse is about the heart space. You're recognizing what's important. What am I doing with my life? If I have all this money, what good is all this money if I don't have anybody to share it with or to grow with or to help with? And this is why the universe is going to be redirecting you, and especially in terms of your money. However you get that, maybe it's through a career, maybe it's through a side hustle, maybe it's through investments. Whichever way it is, it doesn't really matter, but it's really about entering into this beautiful time in your life where you can really work so that you can nurture and develop your relationships. So it's actually a very good time for you, Gemini. So if you're over here struggling like with interviews or trying to get that raise, whatever it is, it might seem like a struggle, but it's okay. The universe is going to be blessing you and opening up this way for you. So keep on going, keep nurturing those relationships that you really value, because those are value. I mean, value is not just monetary, it's emotional. So right now, make sure you're nurturing not just your career and financial states, nurture the relationships and people in your life, because those are the real riches. Those are the things that really bring you that security and that happiness, and you guys are cultivating it on more than one plane. Okay, so this lunar eclipse is really helping you guys get clear. And when you get clear for something that's greater than yourself, man, the universe just boosts you and pushes you forward, Gem. So keep trying. Financial security it's on its way. It's building. Everything you're looking for in terms of that long term with those around you, it's coming. This lunar eclipse is really opening up the heart. It's opening up your heart so that you can actually grow from a greater space. Not so narrow-minded, like, oh, I just want to get this money, earn it, get a boat, and retire. Like, well, when you retire, what then? You know, so it's a bigger, it's from the heart. So you guys are really having these revelations emotionally, and it might be changing up your long-term goals, but it's really for your ultimate happiness, Gem. So congratulations on that. That's a really beautiful way to develop that. It's a much broader and much more deep goal, you know, when you're working towards something. It's more than a number. Okay, Cancer. That popped up really quick. All right, Cancers, you guys got the Queen of Air, which I find so funny because this is Queen of Swords. And when you think of Cancers, you do not think of the Queen of Swords. Pardon me, coffee. But it's wonderful because Cancers, this is what you got to do. And this is what's so funny because the lunar eclipse is going to be affecting you guys, everybody emotionally, right? And Cancers, you're already a water sign. You're really, really emotional. But this lunar eclipse is actually, it's like, pardon me, but it's kind of like a slap. You know, it's like we can't keep diving deep is beautiful and it's wonderful work, but you need to do the work outside as well. So you might have been diving deep, Cancer, and like, I'm tired of this. I got to get this in line. The Queen of Air, when you think of a boss, that's who I think of when I think of the Queen of Air, right? And Cancer, this is you. It's about focusing on your career instead of your relationships. You focused way too much on relationships, whether it's romantic or friendships or how everybody else is feeling, family. But it's really about being more logical, more objective. The Queen of Air, she's experienced. She's independent. And I don't like using the word realistic because we create a reality. But she accepts where she's at. And from this space, she's like, I got to bob and weave. I got to move. I got to make decisions. But she's funny about it. She laughs at life, kind of like, huh. And she keeps pounding. She doesn't spend a week crying or lamenting something that didn't work. She's like, okay, let's fix this. Because she's so sharp, she's clearing away dross, clearing away things that do not serve you. And she cuts it like a sword, like out you go, out, out, out. So if you're over here, Cancer, is like, you know what, I gotta be financially sufficient, or my relationships are toxic. This lunar eclipse is asking you to step up and be your own sword, be your own hero, be your own knight in shining armor, and say enough. So if you're over here at a job you hate, get up, apply to other ones, go do what you have to do to fix that resume and get another one. If you're with an extremely abusive partner, bye. If you are starting your own business and it's like, I don't know what to do, she's like, stop crying, let's get a planner, let's get structured, and let's go do it. She clears the way and she's objective. This is what I mean by realistic. You might be crying like, well, okay, you have a job, Cancer. It doesn't pays you enough to pay your bills, but it doesn't get you very far. and there is no upward movement, but you love your coworkers and you have a window office, right? The Queen of Air is going to be like, sit in front of you like, what's your long-term goal? And you're like, well, my long-term goal is to be a project manager and to earn this much money and to be able to have a month off. She'll be like, is this job going to be able to get you to be a project manager? And you can be like, no. Is this job ever going to pay this much money? No. Does it ever offer that much time off a year? No. She's like, quit. That's it. It's realistic. It's not about the emotions. It's not saying the emotions don't matter. They do matter, Cancer. But it's about seeing things for what they are and making decisions based on that. Because it's not that it's being harsh. It's being truthful. You're not going to plant an apple tree and get oranges, and this is what she's saying. And for Cancers, we're like, no, in my Vedic chart, that's my ascendant. So I understand. But she's like, you guys, you're making changes, Cancer. You're stepping up and you're being your own boss and you're being your own hero and you're making all those changes on your own. And this is going to be so empowering, Cancer. It's going to be so empowering. And you're going to see how much you change the world around you in a matter of 6 months. Watch, in a matter of 6 months, by December, by December time, by holiday time, you guys are going to be like, wow, and you did it. No one came to rescue you. You rescued you. It's going to be beautiful, Cancers. Okay, Leos. Nice. I'm just going to get a clarity card really quick. Thank you. Okay, Leos, you have the Four of Fire, the King of Aries, the clarity card. I just wanted to see what area of life this was in. But Leos, the lunar eclipse is actually heralding in such a beautiful time in your life. Now, this past year has been a little tough on some Leos. It's been tough on all of us, to be quite frank. Darn it. You ever have a new year and you're like, fresh start, it's going to be a great year. And then halfway and you're like, forget it, I'm done. Wrap this year up. Let's go to the next one. Hopefully the next one's great. I feel like 2019 has really been that for a lot of us. But for you guys, actually, this lunar eclipse is bringing in so much contentment for you, Leos. And so if you're feeling right now like struggling and letting things go or moving things forward, that's the only thing. That's the only, issue. But once you make those decisions, you guys are really completing projects. And when I say projects, it's not just actual projects, soul lessons, soul karma patterns. You guys are really coming into this space with the King of Air. You guys are really standing in your confidence and saying, you know what? I tried to do this. I tried to do that. Didn't work. And maybe the reason I stuck with it was because of emotional attachment. Maybe I did is because my ego was attached to this or my identity was attached to this and I'm okay with this. This lunar eclipse is really helping you guys to find more contentment and peace in your life. It's really entering into a much more happy home life because you guys are making decisions and speaking confidently and doing things from a space of, how do I say this? It's not just self-love. It's knowing yourself, Leos. You guys are coming to a space like, you know what? I don't need this. I can do this. I can lead. I can stand up. I can make change. You guys are stepping into your power. Leos, this lunar eclipse is helping you to step into your power by balancing out, by seeing the bigger picture, by being able to see how everything is connected and making decisions not just for self-gratification, not just for how it makes you feel in the moment, but for the long term. You guys, this lunar eclipse is meant to bring in a time of joy, a time of mental and emotional peace, grounding, stability, and rootedness, because you guys have learned some big things. We all have. In all fairness, we all have. But this is really about being able to look back and look at the things you've done and be like, I'm okay with this. I'm going to close this chapter in my life and step into something new. And this might seem a little generic and this might seem a little cliche, but for you, Leos, it's because you're stepping into your power. You don't need to look good to be powerful. You don't need everyone to listen to you to be powerful. You don't have to have an audience, or you don't have to, put up appearances in any way. This lunar eclipse is stripping you. It's stripping you of everything where you felt you had power or identity or meaning or worth. It's stripping it. And it's not a bad thing, because those things, they're transient. They're going to go one way or the other. So instead of clinging to it, and you guys are coming into your own, like, you know what? Even without those things, I'm finding out what matters. I'm seeing what my worth. I'm seeing what I bring to the table. And regardless of other people see it or not, I see it. And as a result, you stand in your power. You're making healthy changes into your internal world with family, with friends, your home, your room, whatever it is. And as a result, you're actually becoming much more powerful in order to lead or to get that job. It doesn't matter what area. It doesn't matter. Relationships, job, health, family, it doesn't matter. But you guys are aligning with the self and having that internal peace, and from that space, a much more healthier outward world. You guys are working with a lot of ego, I want to say ego-based, or which we all do, fake identities. Fake identities. And really being much more powerful because we have a much more confident internal world. I hope I didn't make that too superfluous. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, Leos, here. But this lunar eclipse is asking, it's really having you come from here, not here. You know, this belief, idea, this is who I am, you know? It's more like, no, my family is who I am. The people I love is what matters. Who I matter. Making sure that I'm healthy and not being toxic and trying to put up appearance all the time and branding myself ragged isn't what matters. It's making sure that I'm at peace within myself. Maybe a lot of you Leos are taking up meditation, going to therapy, going to yoga, hiking, and you guys are like, this internal world is what's bringing me happiness from this space. I'm creating something new. Okay? All right, Virgos. I'm just going to pull a clarity card here really quick. Well, Virgos. You guys have the Page of Water, which is the Page of Cups of traditional tarot. The clarity is Six of Earth, because I wanted to see in what area this might be in. For you, Virgos, this lunar eclipse is affecting your relationships. And I think this is a good thing for you, Virgos. Oh, stop overthinking things. Virgos, stop overthinking things. New people are entering your life. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 25 or 55. You might have had a lot of the same friends for a long time, and that's not a bad thing, but you guys have changed a lot. You guys have learned a lot. You guys have let go of a lot of toxic situations, health issues, family issues. And as a result, as we evolve, our vibration changes, and therefore what we attract, including people, also changes. So this lunar eclipse is bringing in new people into your life. It's cleansing out, it's okay. You can still love friends, but maybe they don't resonate with you anymore. Certain people don't resonate with you anymore. Certain places and situations and environments don't resonate with you anymore. You guys are becoming a lot more intuitively sensitive, which I think is wonderful, Virgo, because too much mental world. We need a nice balance. And so you're entering into new phases with your relationships. So congratulations. Maybe you're finally healed and you're healing aspects with the family. Maybe you're finally starting that romantic relationship after years after a divorce. Maybe you're recognizing that you're allowing people into your life that are actually genuinely helpful, that actually contribute to you, that don't take away from you, they add to you. Now, your Six of Earth was your clarity card, so this is also about new career opportunities. So the people that are entering your life, they're not just romantic, they can be career-wise, people that are here to help you, support you, give you that loan. You can, maybe rooming with you so that you can go back to school, providing you that support. Maybe an example of this can be maybe you have a partner now that's financially stable versus the people previous that always leaned on you. Now you have someone to lean on. The universe is bringing people that support you, that have your back, that you can lean on, that you can depend on, that help you more. They help you financially, emotionally, picking up the kids, going to the grocery store, making dinner because you're coming home late, whatever it is. But they're offering you the support necessary in order for you to blossom, to bloom, to step up, giving you that confidence, maybe to go for that better job, that career, ask for that promotion. Sometimes when you marry people, your credit score goes up, so you qualify for that loan. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Beautiful people are entering your life with this lunar eclipse. So my guidance to you with these cards is let it. Stop overthinking it. You are not inconveniencing people. You're not burdening people, Virgo. I hear you all the time. Stop it. You're worth it. You're worthwhile, and people love you for you. Sometimes we have a hard time when we overthink that anybody could want us just for us. There has to be some catch. We have to pay back the debt because somehow, some way, who we are is not enough to balance it. And I think you should start there, Virgo. I think you should start there because you are being loved and you are being valued, and maybe instead of fighting it, you should see yourself through those eyes because they're being honest, and Maybe you're doing it for yourself. Maybe you're entering a new relationship with yourself and you're fighting for your own well-being and your own success and your own opportunities. That's even better. Love yourself. Accept that. Open up your heart. Be vulnerable. Be smart, obviously. And congratulations, Virgo, because you worked really hard the past couple years. All right. Libras. Let's see. It's two cards. Wow, it was a clarity card. Nice. It's very similar to Virgo. Queen of Water, Page of Earth. For you, Libras, you guys, number one, of course, Libras, you guys have been doing so much self-work, going back to school, hustling, getting those hours, working hard, getting that better apartment, applying for that promotion or getting that new title, getting that certification. Libras, you guys have been ace at trying to get yourselves forward, whether it's traditional means or non-traditional means. But you guys have been great. So, I mean, really, Libras, all you Libras, I want you to stop and just pat yourself on the back, give yourself a hug. You've been doing excellent. Now, with this lunar eclipse, guys, you guys are stepping into an emotional realm because there's been more mental focus for your self-development. And I think to some degree, you guys are doing that on purpose in order to ignore the emotional realm. But this lunar eclipse is not going to allow you to do that. And for good reason. Libras, you guys are really meant to be stepping up and owning your emotional power. You are not a victim to it. You are the master of it. So many people, when we have our emotions, we avoid them because we don't want to become overwhelmed. And the reason is, Libra, is because you identify with them. Don't say, I'm sad. Say, I am feeling the emotion of sadness. If you say, I'm sad, that's an identity. Like, I'm a female. That's a fact, right? But sadness, all emotions are energy, and energy is transient. It changes. It moves. So you're not sad. You're feeling the emotion of sadness because in, 4 hours, that can be completely gone. You can be completely happy in 4 hours. You can be happy in an hour. So, and this is why you ran from it. But this time you're not running. You're standing strong and saying, all right, emotions, this is one mother load, but I'm going to stand it. And you guys are claiming your power. You're claiming the gifts of your love, your vulnerability, your sensitivity, and be like, this is not a weakness. This is not a bad thing. This is a strength. And if it's being abused and if it's being, manipulated in any way, then I'm going to have to stand in it and say, no more. Enough. Or you have no power over me. It reminds me of Labyrinth. Has any of you guys seen the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie? Oh my God, I love it. But there's this moment where she's running crazy and she just stops and she realizes, you have no power over me. And the whole world shatters. And it's true. Nobody, whether it's a romantic relationship or family, it doesn't. No one can make you feel that way. You're making yourself feel that way because of someone else's perception. And that's okay. It's human. But this lunar eclipse is saying no more. You guys are being empathetic and loving, and this time you guys are developing relationships, cultivating healthy relationships, and taking them to new levels because you're not afraid anymore. Or maybe you're afraid, but you're more courageous now. Like, screw it. Everything else is on the up and up. You have the Page of Earth. So you guys are, number one, this lunar eclipse is bringing in good news with financial matters. So maybe you guys are getting those jobs, you guys are getting those loans, you guys are getting into school, you guys are getting that internship, and you really are being challenged in new areas as a result. So maybe you got this awesome job, congratulations, and it's giving you more money, congratulations, but it's also a new arena. So you're going to have to train and learn and kind of catch up and learn the applications. So it is a new area of study in some ways, and it's going to challenge you, but it's for all good reason, guys. And as a result, and as I always teach, your financial or career life will always reflect your relationship and emotional life because they both have to do with worth. Financial worth, self-worth, doesn't matter. And this is why, as you're rising up financially, your emotional realm, you're standing up in it as well. So this is a great thing. So Libras, if you're having to let go of relationships or reevaluate them or reevaluate yourself and come into that power, as challenging as it might feel, it's going to be freaking worth it. And you guys are going to stand in it. So guys, work through it. If you have trust issues, practice your trust issues. And understand that the universe has your back, and no matter what's going to happen, things are going to come to the surface. If you have abandonment issues, fear of failure issues, these are the areas to work on, to manage and work through and become that powerful emotional person. So whether you do that alone, with a life coach or therapist, doesn't matter. You guys got this, okay? You got this. Who we have next? Scorpio? Yes. Clarity card here, please. Scorpios. Yes. The World, Major Arcana, and the Clarity card is the Emperor, which is also a Major Arcana. Wow, 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 Scorpios. I mean, we are all growing with these eclipses and with all these freaking retrogrades. But for you guys, this is soul lessons, but in a beautiful way. This lunar eclipse is really heralding a time of joy and peace and contentment in your life, Scorpio. But it's really because you come full circle, and this is led by Archangel Michael. And for those who don't know, Archangel Michael, he's the keeper of the Akashic records. And the Akashic records are records of all your incarnations, all your past lives, all your lessons, purposes, services, everything. And so with this, it's kind of like, look at, you guys have worked so freaking hard in so many areas of your life. This can be your relationships, especially Scorpios, whether it's with your family, romantically, or colleagues, work in some way, even the one you have with yourself. And this lunar eclipse is wrapping up a real big ass lesson for you, Scorp, and you're doing good. And as a result, you're going to find peace and joy and contentment. And it's not just that, you're coming to a place of gratitude. Like, you know what, after everything's said and done, like, it was a shit show and it hurt like hell, but I'm grateful, because without it, I wouldn't have learned to love myself. Without it, I wouldn't have learned to know how much I deserve to be loved and respected and honored. Now, the caveat, what's really helping you with this lunar eclipse and what's going to help move you through it is the Emperor, also Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael also runs the swords in traditional tarot. So this is like, look at what's helping you move through this and step up into this beautiful new life and say, pardon my French, fuck this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do that. I'm done with this story. I'm done with this story. Closing that book, writing a new story. What's going to help you is structure, discipline, having a plan. So this is sitting down with a piece of paper and saying, okay, where do I want to be in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? And do not be afraid to write down your goals. I don't care if it's like, in 1 year, I'm going to be running my own business. And maybe you're earning crap money at some sales job and you're like, that's not possible. Bullshit. You create your reality. Put it out there. Maybe you want to be married. Maybe you want to have kids. Maybe you want to own your own home. Sit down, write it out. It is necessary. You have to do this. You need to write it out, and you need to write out, break it down. So I want to own my own business. Okay, fine. Let's break it down into steps. If I was to own my own business, what would it look like? Where would it be? What are my services? What is my mission? You got to break down and be clear. With the Emperor, it's a very ambitious card. So you have to be 3 steps ahead. You can't be like, I want to own my own business one day, and then just keep hoping. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a vision, and then one day magically your business appears. But what is your business? Do you have employees? Are you a corporation or an LLC? Are you donating part to a nonprofit? Do you work by the beach, or do you work at, in the mountains? Are you at home, or are you in an office? How much money how can you start it? Is it video? Get clear. And from there, we can start making baby steps. So whether that's starting your own YouTube channel, Instagram, making business cards, promoting it through friends and family, but you have to start somewhere, guys. You guys and this lunar eclipse is wrapping up a story. It's done, and you're stepping into this new phase, and you're stepping in with verve. So it's okay. Close that up. Find that inner peace, and let's get down to business, Scorpio. And when you have the Emperor, it reminds me very much of the Queen of Swords, because it's logical. It's like organized. It's analytical. And as Scorpios, I know you're very emotional, which is great because it's going to fuel your mission and your purpose and your vision. But what's going to get you there is the details. It's get you there are the steps. And having that and being able to lead others, lead yourself, lead your mission, lead your story and go for it, Scorpio. This lunar eclipse is really clearing house so that you can step into your best self and create that life you've been wanting. Maybe an example of this, you've been waiting to buy a house until you get married because you want to have it with your partner. And maybe you aren't married and you're like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to buy a house. Like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm going to do that. What do I got to do? What's my credit score got to be? Where am I going to get my loan? Like, you're moving forward. And what's beautiful about this, Scorpio, is that when you do this, everything else follows. Okay? So get clear. Sagittarius. Whew. Clarity card, please. Okay. I mean, I'm a channeler too, so I have my inklings of what this is about, so I'm just going to jump with it. Sagittarius, 5 of Earth and 9 of Air. Okay, so this lunar eclipse is rocking you, Sag. So I want all my Sagittariuses to really quick just close your eyes. I want you to put your right hand on your heart, and I want you to just take a deep breath. Just, everything's going to be okay. Another deep breath, just let the chips fall and let them lay where they will lay. So for you guys, Sagittarius, you guys are having a lot of negative thoughts. A lot of negative thoughts, especially when it comes to your home, when it comes to money, the family, your structure. Earth, coins, pentacles is not just money. It's not just financial security. It's just security in general. It's your home. It's your physical world. And so sometimes you might be having you guys are having negative thoughts that maybe things aren't working out. Maybe this job isn't working out. Maybe this partnership, this collaboration with this colleague isn't working out. Maybe my partnership with my partner at home isn't working out. Something is rocking the foundation of your security. And that's okay. Let it effing rock, Sagittarius. Let it rock all over the place. And it's scary because we want to be like, no, don't rock. Just leave it. You know, things are falling apart. Most of this stuff, it's in your mind. And fear always is. And fear, I always tell people say, don't be scared. Just do it. Obviously, it's easier said than done because fear is very real. It feels extremely real. It feels like its own entity sometimes. It's visceral, like it clenches the physical body. Our heart races. We can't catch our breath. Our hands shake. Our knees buckle. And that's a very physiological effect, on a visceral effect on our bodies. And this lunar eclipse is really helping you. It's bringing up the boogeyman. It's bringing up the shadows. It's like, you know, we could always it always reminds you of those boats that have holes and you like plug it and then a hole pops over here. So you try to plug this hole and a hole pops over here and you try to plug that hole. Stop plugging holes. It's fine. If the boat sinks, you swim. You're fine. Sagittarius. And this is like, we need to step back because you keep trying to plug holes. And it's like, maybe I just got to build a better ship. And maybe it's okay if I have to build it alone. And it feels like shit. And I'm not even gonna preach in this particular area. But it's saying, you know what, Sagittarius, stop plugging holes and let's go ask for help. Let's go talk to our grandmother, a wise one, a spiritual elder, a mentor, a therapist, a teacher. Whether you guys have to go, maybe this has to be in terms of, maybe you need a career life coach. Maybe you need a marriage counselor. Whatever it is, Sagittarius, but it really is the help you're looking for, the peace, the security you're looking for. It's going to come because you get outside help. You guys are going to need to search for outside help. And the lunar eclipse isn't doing this to punish you. It's like, enough. We are not going to keep stuffing things in drawers. We're going to open all the drawers, open up all the closets, and let's look at all the stuff you've been suppressing and pushing down, Sagittarius, because we want you to be happy, genuinely 110% happy and healthy. And Sagittarius, you guys are so amazing. You guys have such adventure and spirit and passion and creativity, and you guys are out there, and that's who you are. But when we have all these fears and we're pushing it down, our spirit goes lower and lower and lower, and that's not who you are. And the universe says, no, you're fire, Sagittarius, you're fire. And the universe is like, we're not going to allow you to quench or to put out that fire. Not ever, because you're a divine spark, Sagittarius. And so this lunar eclipse is making you stressed and having sleepless nights. Number one, guys, your health is most important. Take some melatonin, eat some cherries, whatever you have to do to put yourself to sleep. But if you expect the worst, Sagittarius, you're going to get it, because it's self-fulfilling prophecies. It's simple physics, particles. Whatever you focus on grows. So the universe is saying, stop freaking out, Because the more you think of the worst case scenario, the more you're going to bring it about. So let's stop and let's go talk to an outside source, because they're going to provide you an idea, insight, guidance, solutions that you weren't considering or thinking before, and it's going to help pull you up and out. Okay, guys? So the best you can do, take care of the physical body. So meditate, pray, be outside in nature. Stop trying to figure it out yourself and go ask for help. Whether it's financial help, emotional, mental, whatever it is. But we need some wisdom in regards to our security, financial, physical, any kind of security. You're going to be great. But the universe says enough. It's like you're trying to push something down and it goes poof. You know, it's kind of like that, Sagittarius. You guys are going to do just fine. It's doing it. So, you know, like when we see this boogeyman, this big shadow cast on the wall, what this lunar eclipse is saying, stop looking at that shadow. Ask for help, and someone's going to be like, look over here, Sagittarius, and you're going to realize that the shadow is being cast by something this small. And you've been looking at this big old shadow, like freaking out and realizing, like, wait a minute. That's not that big a deal. Actually, if this is really what it is, I know how to work this. I know how to do this. And that's the thing. You're looking at the shadow. You're looking at the tree, not the root. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be great, Sagittarius. You're going to be just fine. Capricorns. Whew. Thank you. You guys are fine. This is great. You guys are the 10 of Earth, and the 8 of Earth is the clarity card. And if you guys are wondering why I'm picking clarity cards for some people, is because some energies are more convoluted because I tap into it. And for you Capricorns, you guys are doing a great time. If you guys are having any kind of like struggles, Capricorn, it's definitely regarding your worth. You guys are having struggles regarding your worth. Do I deserve this happy, amazing relationship when my mother told me I was worthless my whole life? Do I really deserve this? Am I skilled enough for this job? They're paying me all this money, but I feel like a fraud. Even though I have my degree and I know what I'm doing. You know, it's all in your mind. This lunar eclipse is heralding an amazing time of financial stability, growth, family life, long-term investments. And more importantly, Capricorn, you or this lunar eclipse is bringing to a phase of being challenged again. Whether you're going back to school, learning a trade, maybe you've always loved to sew and now you're deciding that you're going to open up your own clothing line or designer line. But guess what? You have to learn marketing. You have to learn advertising. You have to learn how to communicate and have rapport with people, sales. So you are entering a beautiful time of self-worth. And when we value ourselves genuinely, I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Everything's energy. Everything. That's why it seems to always come so easy to some people. You're like, how the hell do they always get the job or the girl or whatever? You probably notice those people are extremely effing confident. They have self-worth. And don't confuse arrogance with confidence, because arrogance, it's not true. Arrogance is like this visually, but energetically it's thin like this. But for you Capricorns, you're recognizing, I deserve this. I'm loved. I can do this. I'm worthwhile. I'm creating this life because I deserve it. I don't care what anybody else says. And this is what this lunar eclipse is. It'll be shedding any fears and phobias and trauma regarding self-worth and your deservedness, your worthiness. And it's doing that so that you can step into this amazing home life. So congratulations to Capricorns who are getting married, or having blended families, or getting their own home or apartment for them or their fur baby, and just building this incredible effing life. And Capricorns, you guys are good at that. You guys are good at building. You guys are stable, grounded, you know, financially long-term. You look long-term. But this is really about learning and helping yourself and to build yourself so that you can build this beautiful life you want, whether it's your career or you're going back to school in order to get that job you love. Whatever it is, you guys, you're entering a beautiful time of security. Again, financial security, emotional security, home. And it's not like I don't want to stress too much emotional, because emotional is just like a bonus. For you guys, it's mostly security in terms of self-worth, your home, your environment, and your money, or your education, your abundance in some way. So congratulations, Capricorns. Just work through any kind of self-worth issues or issues of deservedness, because it really is just a construct, a belief. And a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So think something different. Try it. Work on those mental muscles. All of us. Okay, Aquarius. Let's see. This is pretty self-explanatory. Aquarius, you have the Emperor with this lunar eclipse. Aquarius is doing your readings every week. I work on this channel and another channel called Astrolata. It's really clear that you guys are trying to find more meaning, especially when it comes to your outside world. So this will be your job, your life purpose, and how you contribute. And so this lunar eclipse is really causing you and asking you to get much more structured and self-disciplined in terms of your ambitions. So for instance, Aquarius, you're like, I hate my job, I want a better job, but you're only applying to a new job like a couple times a month. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're like, I'm working overtime, but my wife is complaining because I'm not home a lot and I'm trying I'm trying to find balance. Well, guess what? They're saying, look, you need to step back. You guys really need to look at your long-term plans and your long-term values, and from that space, get structured and balanced. Stop just going from today. You guys are too close. So you guys are just surviving, doing the same old, without thinking about the long-term effects and benefits and consequences. Okay, guys, so this lunar eclipse is really asking you to use your logic and structure and to create a plan of action that's going to be long-term beneficial. Okay, I'm going to get a clarity card here because I want to make sure you guys are not being too mental here. Or bear. Okay, guys. You guys really need to step back here. So with this lunar eclipse, you guys might be like, no, I want to keep, I'm struggling. Stop struggling. Sit back, Aquarius. And the Emperor is a leader. But a leader doesn't just lead like from that morning on. The leader has a long-term vision. The leader is taking in consideration more than just themselves. This is not just about you. This is about your partner, your kids, your colleagues, your family, your future self. Step back with the Four of Air, you really need to sit back, meditate, pray, do a brainstorm, because you guys are going to be given answers before you make decisions. This lunar eclipse might be giving you guys a lot of emotions, and you guys are like, you know what, F this, I'm breaking up here, I'm quitting this job, I'm doing all this stuff, because you're not liking how certain things are feeling, and you're pissed, you're frustrated. And that's not what the Emperor is. This is what the lunar eclipse is doing. It's bringing up all these emotions. Fears. I might never get there. I might never make it. This might not work out. I might not succeed. Fears of failure. Fears of rejection. And Aquarius, that's okay. We all have these. But they're saying sit back really quick. Because the lunar eclipse these are not truths. These are beliefs. And the reason you're not getting where you want to go, and the reason you're not making the grade or reaching up higher, getting that, it's not because you're not worth it, Aquarius, you're brilliant. It's because of these beliefs. So the lunar eclipse is bringing up all this stuff, and they're asking, sit back. Sit back and work through it, breathe through it, make no decisions from that space. Now, as you work through it, reevaluate, what is your value set? What do you really value? Because if family is number one, but you've been working 80-hour weeks, your values and your actions are not aligning. Or if you value growth, but the job you're at is dead end, not aligning. The Aquarius, they're asking you to sit back, work with all these emotions that are coming up, and get really clear with yourself. I always suggest a whiteboard or like a dry erase marker on like a glass or a window. Write down your top 3 values. Maybe it's family, career, health. And make sure it's in the correct order to some degree. Now we're going to sit back. Now what am I trying to do? If family is my number one, but all I'm focusing on is work, I really got to make a plan on how to prioritize my family and how to make them feel important, because the reason I'm working is for them, but all they're seeing me is neglecting them. Do you see what I'm saying, Aquarius? I hope I'm not getting too, again, wordy or superfluous, but this lunar eclipse is helping you get really clear emotionally what you value, what's important to you. Take a break, step back, get clear, and from this space, from that space, don't work from broken pieces, work from clear pieces, make a plan, get structured, get disciplined. You might be working a lot, but saying, you know what, screw that though. I'm going to be home every day by 6 to have dinner with my family. Or I'm going to make sure I get up an hour early because I value health and I'm going to go to the gym or do yoga. Or, you know what, I'm really valuing growth. So what I'm going to do is making sure that every single day I'm applying to at least one job. I'm going to go sit with a career coach and reevaluate my resume. I'm going to go find a headhunter that's going to help me find a job. Structured, proactive, be 3 steps ahead, be ambitious and stick to it. And it's going to create such a beautiful life. You guys are trying to create a life without a plan. You have like a theory, you know, but a clear picture. And this lunar eclipse is bringing up all the blocks that have kept you from really fleshing this out and making it fruitful and healthy. And it was for good reason that you weren't moving forward, because you weren't using all the pieces. Okay, Aquarius, is going to be a good time for you. So if anything, time out, take a little vacation, rest, meditate first, and then get clear. Okay? Last but definitely not least is my Pisces. And thank you everyone who does timestamps. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, 5 of air, 2 came out, 5 of air and page of water. So Pisces, you guys are really feeling the need to like do something. This lunar eclipse is making you realize, like, I have a life, but I'm not living, you know, or maybe you've been making choices that are unhealthy for you. Maybe like that are out of alignment for you, or you've been having some experiences where you're recognizing that your motives and the motives of other people are not good. So this lunar eclipse is having you reevaluate your spirit. Pisces, it's your spirit. Page of fire. Page of fire is about being outgoing, creative, mischievous, getting back into that childlike sense of self. And this lunar eclipse is saying, hey, you know what? It's making you guys sit with yourself and like, why have I been making these choices? Why have I allowed myself to just zone out on Netflix instead of getting started on that book? Why am I ignoring the red flags in my relationships, whether it's romantic or friends or even business? It's like, look at, you guys have learned a couple lessons these past couple months. Don't lament. Don't allow yourself to cry over spilt milk. It's okay to grieve. Grieving is fine. But it's saying, learn. Learn. What have you learned, Pisces? You learned that, you know what? I thought I wanted this kind of job, but I hate it. Or I thought I wanted this kind of partner, but I realized it doesn't work for me. Or I thought these people, my friends, had the best intentions for me, but I realized that they don't, and they really don't care about me. And this is why this happened. In whatever area, this lunar eclipse is really having you emotionally evaluate and learn your lessons. Like, sit down. Things happen and you experience things not just to do them. You're meant to grow, learn, make different choices, change, evolve, ascend. That's the whole reason. And whenever we find ourselves in patterns, same scenario, different face, different job, different something, still learning that lesson. This lunar eclipse is having you sit back, learn what you can, take what you can, leave the rest. Thanks to the lessons, I let go, I forgive the crap, I'm not even taking you with me. And really having you step up and be like, you know what? This is not me. Now you have the page of fire, and they're saying this lunar eclipse, while it's clearing this out, the reason it's clearing out these people, these experiences, these places, Pisces, is because new opportunities are coming in, and they're not just any kind of opportunity, Pisces. These are new, exciting, challenging, but like fun. And it's going to force you, I don't want to use the word force. It's going to have you use your ingenious, creative, unique abilities, viewpoints, angles. And the reason it's doing this, Pisces, is because the universe is aligning you with your spirit. You have lost yourself along the way, my loves. And that happens. We lose ourselves in relationships. We lose ourselves in stress of work and family squabbles. And this universe is like, this is not who you are. We are going to ignite that fire. You're going to go out there and be fun. And you're going to get into a little bit of trouble and take risks. When I say trouble, that doesn't mean against the law. But like, you're going to be mischievous. You're going to be like, you know what? It's risky. It's more risky. Like, I'm going to get into this and I'm going to try that. And I'm going to do karaoke and I'm going to sing and I'm an aspiring actress. So I'm going to go for that role, or I'm going to be that writer and I'm going to do freelance work and I'm just going to write what the hell I want, or I'm going to blog, or I'm going to go on that road trip because I always have what's holding me back now. The universe is going to provide you opportunities. A person might enter your life and it's like, I want to go to Paris. Do you want to go? And you're like, I've always wanted to go to Paris. And you're like, but that's not, responsible, and that's not mature. I should really think. And they're going to be like, why? You have the money. You have the time. Jump. And this is what it's going to do. The universe is going to provide you opportunities for new experiences, new people, waking you up, Pisces. So don't be afraid to let go of what's no longer working and let go of those people or situations, because the universe is a vacuum. When one thing leaves, something else takes its place. That's how it goes. But because you want these things that take its place to be a higher vibration, not the pattern again, this is why it's super important for you to sit back, Really, don't go, oh, woe is me, victim. Say, okay, stop. Okay, fine. I'm heartbroken, but what did I learn? In my tears and my pain, what did I learn? I learned that even though I'm heartbroken, this person didn't add to my life. Even though I'm feeling rejected, this job was crummy with a crappy culture. Even though my friends didn't really have my back, I learned that, you know what? I have my own. Learn, because once you align with that energy, the opportunities and things that are coming in are going to align with it too. This lunar eclipse is not meant to hurt us, guys. It's meant to bring in something better. Kind of reminds me of like when you get like in trouble as a kid. It was never to, well, hopefully, abuse aside, it was never to hurt us. It was to teach us so that we can want better, be better, choose better, think smarter. And this is what this lunar eclipse is doing, guys. If any of you guys are interested in a session, a healing session, a psychic session, or even a life coaching session, my link is down below. I wish everybody a beautiful week. This lunar eclipse is going to be lasting for months on end. So just take a deep breath, jump, dive deep, and then just come out, guys. It's like a rebirth. It's going to be wonderful. Spend as much time as you can outside. If you're having trouble sleeping, try some melatonin. Or if you guys are struggling with any kind of low vibrating energies, any kind of feelings of depression or heavy emotions, try St. John's wort. It comes in tea, but also comes in pills. It helps with the blues and depression. You guys might also want to try Bach's Rescue Remedy. You can get that like at Sprouts or Trader Joe's or most natural food stores. I would take the drops. It's natural. It also helps with stress and anxiety relief. If you guys have any questions or want some more tips on how to handle the emotions, just send me an email. Take care, guys.